Hey everyone, it's Don with Don's Field of Dreams cards. Doing a video response for Sammy Thunder, who just achieved 700 subs. And mentioned Sammy earlier because I had bought a T206 Chief Bender and I had first seen it on his channel and got me interested in that. And understand he was at the National but didn't get a chance to meet him. So wish I would have gotten a chance to meet you, Sammy, but maybe next time. So what he wanted us to do was show one pitcher and one hitter from pre-war 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. So picked out some cards, tried to get some players and cards that I don't normally show, although I am going to show two players that I always show, but he did ask for our favorites. And then maybe in a few of the decades, maybe not my absolute favorite, but like the 80s, for example. I don't have a ton of baseball cards from the 1980s, but I have some, and I was able to make a list here, or a stack of cards. So I'm going to go reverse order, 80s down to pre-war. So let's start with the 80s pitcher, and this was the case in point. I don't necessarily know that Tom Glavine is my absolute favorite pitcher, but like I said, I just don't have a lot of cards from the 80s, and was an absolutely great pitcher. So my pitcher for the 80s, coming in with a 1988 score, is Tom Glavine. My hitter, which I honestly believe this guy could have possibly been a Hall of Famer in both sports. Just to watch this guy on defense and offense was just such a treat. So really did love watching Bo Jackson back in the 80s. So I picked Hank Aaron for the 70s because I really had other guys for the 60s and 50s. So it was hard spreading these guys out. And I tried showing cards from that decade. So the 1976 Hank Aaron, which just came from the very first set I ever started collecting. Not this exact card, but the 76 tops were. So I got Hank Aaron representing the 70s. So the pitcher for the 70s, and he didn't stipulate how much you like this guy in the 70s. I really liked this guy in the 70s for 1 year. And I'm surprised that people don't realize that Rich Gossage, Goose, pitched for the Pirates for 1 year. And got traded over the Pirates from the White Sox with Terry Forster. And I think they traded Richie Zisk right here for Gossage, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe these two were involved in the trade. If I'm wrong, someone can correct me. But there's only two known cards that I know of that Gossage is on. This Hostess one here, which is obviously airbrushed, and then there's a Kellogg's card with him in a Pirates uniform. So was just devastated after he left the Pirates for the Yankees. So for 1 year, this was my favorite pitcher of the 70s. So I'm going with Goose Gossage. Going to the 60s, for my hitters, no surprise here. Roberto Clemente, one of my two favorite players. Really love this card. And for my pitcher, I really wanted to add Bob Gibson, and I was about to for the 50s. And then I didn't have any 70s cards of his, so I went with Sandy Koufax. Not a bad consolation prize in my opinion. So, you know, the two, Gibson and Koufax, obviously the two most dominant pitchers of the 60s. I'm trying to show cards, guys, that I don't show all the time. So the 50s knocked, I was going to go with Bob Feller. How can I not go with Satchel Paige? Very cool St. Louis Browns card. And this is really going to be no surprise, but it's a card I don't show much. So my favorite hitter is Stan Musial. What a shocker, I know. But this card is going to go on a special shelf someday, along with this from TJ Maxx, Alex Bowman 53, Mike Canadian Cards, Scott Reindeer Studios, all gave me those. And this was gifted to me by Alan's baseball cards. Got to meet Alan at the National this year. So what an awesome gift to give me this 1952 Burke Ross Stan Musial. So as far as pre-war goes, I don't have a ton of pre-war. Been slowly working on it, but I don't have any Babe Ruths, don't have any Lou Gehrig's, Walter Johnson, Ty Cobb, Cy Young. But I do have two pretty good players here that I wanted to show that I thought would be great for pre-war. So for favorite batter that I have a card of in my collection, gonna go with this 1914 Polo Grounds game Tris Speaker. And then fortunately, I do have one of the best pre-war pitchers of all time. And that is my 1911 Honest Long Cut Tobacco T205 Christy Mathewson. And I kind of love that it's a beater. You know, it's over 100 years old. And I've shown this card before with my famous little ink spot on it. So Christy Mathewson is my pre-war pitcher. So Sammy, congratulations on reaching 700 subs. I thought this was a really cool idea. I don't do it for the prizes. I just like to support other guys, and to be honest, it gives me another reason to make a video. So enjoy pulling out some different cards, and that too, it's another reason to show some cards that maybe I haven't shown. So Sammy is a very passionate collector, has a great collection. Love your videos, Sammy, and again, congrats. So as always, guys, thanks for watching my video, and I'll talk to you soon.